I have just shot and edited this video where I go through how I avoid procrastination, how I force myself to make the next YouTube video, and ironically I'm just about to upload that video right now, and I thought, well, why not show you and share how I upload my videos here on YouTube. We can go through the process of me getting this video onto my channel, and I'll show you some of the things that I do each time when I put a new video up. Maybe you're new to YouTube or just starting out, or maybe you've been putting up videos for a while and are just curious about how other people do it. You can do this on the YouTube main page. Up in the top right hand corner here, we have a little button marked Create, and if I click on that button, it gives you three options: go live, create a post, or upload a video, and that takes you into the dialogue for uploading your video. We can drag and drop a file from another folder straight into this window, or the way I'm going to do it is to click select files, and this is the folder where I keep all of my YouTube files. This is a personal preference. I give all of my videos a 2 or 3 word slug. I call them slugs. They're just a very short title so that I know what they are. This is almost certainly YouTube urban legend, but I also add a few extra words to describe the video. This probably does absolutely nothing to help YouTube work out what my video is about, but it takes me 2 or 3 seconds, and it's just a habit that I've got into. The video I want to upload is right here: YouTube resistance, why make your next video. So I'll hit open, and straight away it starts uploading my video file to YouTube. Now we have all of these boxes that we can fill in. We can do this now, or we can do this later once the video has been uploaded. You can see the progress down at the bottom here. We currently have 18% or 3 minutes to go. But there are 2 ways you can save some time here. If I scroll up, you can see this button here, reuse details. And what this does, if I click on this, it brings up all of my previous videos plus a search box so I can look for other videos in the past. This way allows me to import all of the title, description, tags, all of those other details into the description and details for this video. So it can help save some time with typing in the same thing and again and again. I'm going to click on this video here, my voiceover video, because I know that has all of my YouTube tips, playlists in the description. So this is just to bring in some details to save me from typing them from scratch every time. I can copy them over from another video, which is really helpful. I don't need to transfer the title though, so I'm going to untick this box here, but everything else will be copied over to this video. So if I hit reuse at the bottom here, it's now transferred all of the wrong details over to this video, but it has got some useful links that I want to use in this video. So I'm going to delete out all of this section here because I don't need it. There is another way to do this, which is worth exploring. Instead of typing in the same description again and again, if you go into studio.youtube.com, the YouTube Studio dashboard, on the left hand side we've got this tab here, settings, and if I click on that, we have some other tabs on the left hand side here, and there's one that's marked upload defaults. If I click on that, I can type in a template so that the same details will appear again and again. And what I do with this template is that I put in absolutely every single playlist and links that I'd want to put in a description, and also a template for my Amazon links and even my chapter timings, which I'll show you in a moment. So every time I upload a new video, it applies these details. It's a lot easier than typing them from scratch. Going back to the details page here, it's already finished uploading. I'll click on the next button here. Now we've got a choice to monetize the video. If you're monetized, you get this screen. I'll turn that on. And on the next screen, you have to tell YouTube if there are any issues with your video that might affect its monetization. So we have inappropriate language, violence, shocking content, all of these. I haven't got any of that in there, so I'll click none of the above. And then I'll hit the submit rating button here. Now there are options to add subtitles, end screen or cards. I tend to fill these in later on when the video is definitely being processed. And on the final page we have visibility. So this is where we can choose how we want to publish this. I'm going to keep this as private, but you can make it unlisted, or you could make the video go live from here if you are good to go. I'm definitely not good to go yet, so I'm going to hit save. And here we are. Here's the details page for my video. So now it's time to figure out what I want to put into the title, description, and we've got some other bits and bobs that we can fill in here. The very first thing that I do, I go to languages, and if I click on languages, it does take a few minutes for YouTube Studio to set some subtitles to your video. But if I click on edit subtitles, we can see that there's already a transcript, a complete transcript for this video. I'm just going to quickly read through this and make sure that there aren't any massive errors. I'm going to select all, then I'll copy, and then I go into Gemini, which is Google's AI engine. It's gemini.google.com. And I have a whole thread for writing titles and descriptions, but I'm going to type in, here is the transcript for my next video, and then I'll paste in that transcript there, and in seconds Gemini throws up text ideas for the words to put on my thumbnails. It throws up 12 ideas for titles, and it also selects the 2 strongest ones that it thinks is from the list. We'll go through those in a moment. Then it writes a description paragraph to go into my description. It takes a guess at some chapters, which is a good first start. It always gets it wrong, but it gives me something to tweak. All of this is for me to tweak. And then it gives me some tags as well. Tags aren't that important to your YouTube videos, but I put them in anyway. By the way, if you need a prompt for ChatGPT or Gemini for writing titles and descriptions for your YouTube videos, I'll put it in the description in case it helps you. I will provide a video transcript. Based on that transcript, generate the following metadata. So we've got thumbnail text ideas, 12 titles, your favorite 2 titles, a description. Now I've got some things in here that I like. You absolutely should change these, but I like my descriptions to be written in the present tense and to focus on the hook and the why, and to not just describe what is in the video. Now I've had to tell Gemini how many tags and how many characters you have. Hopefully this is a good starting point for your AI prompt to get AI to do the work for you. So I'm going to copy this description. I can now go back into details, and in the description box I will paste the description there. I'm going to look it through now. The way I write my descriptions is I like them to read as if I were to put them in a post. I don't like my descriptions completely explaining what happens in the video. I like them to be a bit teasy, but I also like to put phrases in here that will tell YouTube what the video is about in a longhand way, and hopefully people searching for this video will be able to find it because of what I've written in the description. So I'm just going to speed read this. Yeah, this is just explaining what I'm doing in the video, and I don't want that. This is not a good description because it's just saying what is in the video. I like my descriptions to just cover it in a way that you're searching for this. So I'm going to go back to Gemini. So I've put here, can you rewrite the description to help someone search for this video? At the moment it just describes everything in the video. There we go. This looks a bit better. Let's copy this over. I like that first sentence. Do you feel like your next YouTube video idea is a complete waste of time? I'm currently fighting the resistance. Using ideas from Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art, the best form of productivity. I like blunt words. This might help make your next video. Great. I really like that. So if I go back to the original list, we've got some titles here. I kind of like this first one. The real reason you're not making your next video. So I'm just going to grab that one. The real reason you're not making your next video. I changed my mind and have a change of heart a few days later on many of my titles, but I'll put it in there. Oops. And I do take a look on the left hand side here just to see how that title sits with the thumbnail. I'll make a new thumbnail, which is a whole other video. Because YouTube isn't mentioned in what you can see of the title, I'll make sure that I have YouTube really big and prominent in the thumbnail. Something like make your next YouTube video. I could even just make it as blunt as I wrote it on a post-it note here. Next video now. It might be next YouTube video now. I think I'll do that. And so I don't forget it, because I've got a lovely brain that forgets these things, I'll write it in here just as a reminder to myself. And I'll delete that later when I've made the thumbnail, but it's just while it's in my head. Now I'll scroll down. These playlists are good. They're all my YouTube tips. You might want to take a look at them. I'll put them in the description of this video. I keep a running count. This is so silly, but I keep a running count of my subscribers because I'm so proud of it. So I'll just take this one here. It's not like to the second accurate, but it just reminds me of how far I come with each video. If you haven't subscribed so far, thank you for hitting the subscribe button. It really does help me to keep going. Right, and now I need to set some chapters. As you might know, you can break up your video into chapters and you get little titles along the bottom of the screen while the video is playing. But those chapters are also search terms for Google. So sometimes Google will actually use an entire chapter as a search result, and you get so much traffic. And because of that, I don't break down my videos into tiny chapters. I break them down into really big chapters that if Google sends you over, you're more likely to watch more of the video than someone who has a chapter that's 20 seconds long. If mine's like 3 minutes, then mine will get more watch time. That's the thinking behind it. I've got a lot of traffic from search. I think my idea, my urban myth idea, is a good one. So then I have to work out the chapter titles. So we've got some suggestions here from Gemini. These are a bit generic. This is a bit of a tricky video because it's a strange how-to. I'm going to make it really blunt. So the first chapter I've put is how to beat procrastination for your next YouTube video. And I've put in Stephen Pressfield, War of Arts and Jerry Seinfeld, because if you're already into those guys, if you like the War of Arts or Jerry Seinfeld, Google might actually suggest it to you. That's the thinking process. And then I need a second chapter. Sometimes the title suggestions up here are good for chapter titles. That's a good one. Overcoming creative blocks. That's perfect. So that's blunt and on the nose. That's a great chapter title. Then I need to make up a time for when that kicks in. I'll type in the timing here, 3:05. Paste in the title. And I've got some hashtags. I'm not sure the hashtags are that useful. I do them, I put them on there, but I'm not convinced they actually help my videos at all. I've not seen any evidence. I haven't looked for any evidence. But anyway, I'll make a new thumbnail, but for now I'll have this placeholder thumbnail, this suggestion here. So if you click on the thumbnail suggestions here, you can hit reselect. YouTube chooses 3 different thumbnails for you. I like the one with the camera in the background, but it's not going to be as good as one that I come up with because I tend to make things bigger and brighter in the shot, and I put words and logos on. So I'll hit save for now just to change that thumbnail. Playlists, I always put my videos into playlists, and this will be in YouTube Hacks Your Channel. I might also put it in Make Your Stuff Now. So now I have 2 playlists. I make sure that it's not made for kids, because if you click made for kids, you get so many features removed from your video, and my videos aren't made for kids. So make sure that's accurate. And then I click on the show more. So I'm racing through this. There's a show more button here, and that brings up even more options. I'm being pretty careful with clicking the no altered content. I'm not an AI video farm, and I just leave all of these ticks because I put in my own chapters here. And then we have the tags. Do you know what? I put on tags for all my videos, and I've just had a video recently about how to do a YouTube voiceover, and it exploded, and it had these 2 tags. It didn't have any tags in it whatsoever, and it's my top performing video. It's getting thousands of views. So this is a complete waste of time, but I will put in. So if I go back to Gemini's suggestion, we've got some tags here already. I'm looking at them. I don't like the look of them, but I've trained Gemini to write me tags and to put commas after each one. So if I select these tags, copy them, it puts them in correctly. Yeah, I don't put in a lot of effort with the tags. Great, so the next thing I do is to put on an end screen, and from here you can copy your last video, which is quite useful, or you can click on the element here. If I do it manually, I'll show you how I make my end boards. Subscribe, and there's my face. So I'll put that probably here. And this is a strange one because usually I put them on one side, but I don't have my usual end board on this one. So I'll put playlist and YouTube hacks. I'll make that as big as possible. I don't like putting specific videos here because this video might still be live in 5 years time, and then it links to a video that's 5 years old. So I like the idea that these end boards can link to my more recent videos. Then the next thing we can do is add cards. I'm not sure many people click on my cards, but I do put them on because I think it helps guide YouTube in suggesting videos. So towards the end, and I'll put on playlist, and then I'll put on my YouTube hacks, and then also I've got a clip from Jerry Seinfeld. So here I'm going to put a link to the playlist where I've put this video, and I also mention a book. I have an Amazon link to this book, so if I click on card and then I'll choose link down at the bottom here, and for this it absolutely has to have an image excuse me, and then call to action. And then the teaser text, I'll make the same, so I'll just copy and paste that there. So I'm going to schedule this for Friday. Oh my goodness, I don't know when. I think today I'm going to set it for 0900. Honestly, don't think it makes a difference in the long scheme of things. My videos that have blown up, you know, it has nothing to do with when they were uploaded. My videos never get big views on release, ever. It's always after a few days, a week, or even 2 months, and suddenly bam, it finds an audience. Do you have something that you always do when you upload, and is it something you want to share? Say hi in the comments below, because the comment section for the last few videos has become really interesting for me. You've been so generous in sharing your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences, what you find hard, and some tips and tricks that get you through making the next YouTube video. I'll also link to this video. This video is all about how to get over that procrastination hump. And having said that, I don't link to very specific videos. On screen now in the description is that video of the real reason why you are not making your next YouTube video. And of course, thank you for hitting the thumbs up or the subscribe button. As you know, it really does help me to keep this channel going. So thank you so much for all your thumbs ups, your comments, and your subscribes. It's hugely appreciated. And right here is what YouTube knows you want to be watching next.